Navigating Brazil's political landscape, Lula's first year back in office. In the vibrant city of Rio de Janeiro, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva reflects on what he proudly calls a successful first year back in office. While economic improvements, the passage of a crucial tax reform bill, and the incarceration of rioters have marked achievements, a persistent political divide looms over the nation. This article delves into the intricacies of President Lula's return, examining the challenges and triumphs that shape Brazil's political landscape. Lula's resurgence and initial struggles. Taking office on January 1, 2023, following a narrow victory over Jair Bolsonaro in October 2022, Lula faced initial skepticism. Only 1/4 of Brazil's Congress supported him, with concerns about a perceived shift to the left. Political consultant Thomas Traumann highlights that beyond economic factors, the deep-seated political polarization in Brazil stems from divergent worldviews and values, economic forecasts and realities. Despite early predictions of economic downturns by critics like former Finance Minister Paulo Guedes, Brazil's economic outlook has defied expectations. By December, the economy is set to grow by 3%, surpassing the meager 0.6% projected by economists. Inflation remains controlled at 4.7%, and unemployment dropped to 7.5% in November. The São Paulo Stock Exchange reached historic highs, instilling a renewed optimism in President Lula. Public perception and political loyalties. Surprisingly, public support for Lula has remained relatively unchanged, hovering between 38% and 40% since January 2023. This steadfastness persists despite the announcement of a higher minimum wage in 2024 and Brazil's re-emergence on the global stage under Lula's leadership. A substantial portion of Brazilians views Lula's presidency with indifference or disdain, reflecting the deeply rooted political divisions in the country. Challenges and opposition resilience. While Lula's supporters remain relatively passive, Bolsonaro's followers continue to voice their dissent. Despite a decline in numbers, protesters demanding Lula's impeachment on corruption charges underscore the resilience of the far-right leader's political base. Engineer Eduardo Carlos Santos, a devout evangelical, credits Bolsonaro for Brazil's economic recovery, emphasizing a cultural war against conservatives, congressional maneuvers, and policy setbacks. Lula's challenges extend to Congress, where multiple attempts to override his vetoes, especially on environmental legislation, have taken place. The most recent setback occurred in December, as lawmakers reinstated legislation undoing protections of indigenous peoples' land rights. Additionally, Congress overrode Lula's veto on a multi-billion-dollar bill, impacting the economy until 2027. Looking ahead, Lula's balancing act. As Lula faces criticism for certain policy decisions and appointments, his future hinges on navigating the complexities of Brazilian society. Political consultant Thomas Traumann asserts that managing a divided country remains Lula's paramount challenge in the coming year.